buy low players you should be targeting, whether it's on the waiver wire or via trade. This is Nick Whalen from RotoWire. Toronto's Scottie Barnes. I was all in on Scottie Barnes during draft season. He was a top 40 guy in total value as a rookie last season. That does not happen very often. He just has not taken a notable step forward in year two. You know, the raw numbers are okay. He's up to 5 assists per game. That's really good for a second year wing, but you know, shooting just 45% from the field. He was up closer to 49% last season. He's down to 32% from three, 67% at the free throw line, and he's only taking 2 free throws per game. That's a concern for me. With all that said, it's a lot of negative things, I know, but I'm still looking to pry Barnes away via trade. His cost of acquisition is going to be much lower now than it would have been even a couple of weeks ago. Guys like this, you know, who win Rookie of the Year, who come on and look great as rookies, they don't just get worse after 1 year. He's in a good situation in Toronto. He's going to be playing a ton of minutes. It's only been 20 games. I look at it this way. This is about as poorly as these first 20 games could have gone for Scottie Barnes. He's not going to be any worse the rest of the way, so I'm high on Scottie Barnes going forward. Wendell Carter of the Orlando Magic. I know he's injured right now, probably going to end up missing another week, maybe 2, so you're going to have to keep an eye on that situation, but I think that makes him a little bit easier to acquire in the short term. I'm looking to get him wherever I can. You know, prior to that injury, Wendell Carter was off to a fantastic start with the Magic, playing the best basketball of his NBA career. He was averaging 17 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, over 1 made 3 per game, shooting 83% at the line. That's a low-key big-time development for a player like Wendell Carter. He's been in the low 70s for the first few years of his career. So if he's an 80+% free throw shooter for a center-eligible player, that is a big-time boost in category leagues. I do know the Magic have a ton of guys. That front court can be a little crowded. Bol is playing really well. Mo Bamba's starting to look better. But when Wendell Carter is healthy, he's the every-night starter. He's going to play 30 minutes at center. Jalen Green of the Houston Rockets. Jalen Green's down to 41% from the field at this stage. He was closer to 43% as a rookie. We'll expect that number to rise as his sophomore season continues. The three-point shooting, some nights it's there, some nights it's not. It's been really inconsistent overall. He definitely needs to cut back on the turnovers in 9-cat leagues. I know that's killing you, but the free throw rate is up. The assist rate is up. That's a very good sign for a second-year guard, especially an off guard like Jalen Green. If you're struggling in your league right now, you need to make a move. You need to shake things up. I'd take a chance on Jalen Green. Keep in mind, he was pretty bad for about the first 3 quarters of his rookie season and then exploded onto the scene over the final 15 or 20 games. After the All-Star break last season, 48% from the field, 39% from 3. Maybe we see a second half breakout again from Jalen Green. We'll finish up with a pair of rookies who I think kind of deserve to be talked about in tandem. We're talking Keegan Murray and we're talking Jabari Smith. We'll start with Jabari Smith. First 15 games of the year for the number 3 overall pick, 10.2 points per game, 31.5% from the field, 30% from 3. Pretty ugly. He was dropped in a bunch of leagues. If he wasn't dropped, you probably weren't starting him. But the last 8 games, Jabari Smith started to come alive. 15 points per game, 47% from the field, 45% from 3 on high volume. This is a guy that, you know, he's not in the greatest offense as far as developing along 2 high usage guards in Jalen Green and Kevin Porter Jr. You know, he's oftentimes, you know, maybe not taking the best shots because when he gets the ball in his hands, he knows he might not be getting it back. So that there have been some ill-advised shots, but those 3-pointers are starting to fall. He was a hyper-efficient shooter at the college level at the University of Auburn. The rebounding has been there. He's going to continue to play a ton of minutes the rest of the season. He's going to keep launching threes. Got to the line 9 times against Philly on December 5th, by the way. That'll be something to monitor if he can continue working his way to the free throw line. After a really, really rough start to the season, I like the direction that Jabari Smith is heading. Let's move over to Keegan Murray. He got off to a hot start, kind of the opposite of Jabari Smith. Keegan Murray looked fantastic in Summer League. He looked even better in the preseason. He had a great first 4 or 5 games of the season and then went through a really tough multi-week stretch when he scored in single digits in 8 of 11 games. He was dropped in a ton of leagues, and frankly, rightfully so. But we have to remember, he's one of the most NBA-ready rookies in this class. He's an efficient shooter. He's a very good free throw shooter for his size. He's a good rebounder. He's going to be in the starting lineup every night for what's developed into a very, very good and very productive Sacramento Kings offense. Both of those rookies, Keegan Murray and Jabari Smith, are worth adding if you have a spot to burn.